Welcome to Inside Boxing's ThrowDown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, as you're all aware of. My co-host, Steven Johnson. Boy, and we're happy to come back and talk to you about this last weekend. We're going to go ahead and recap for you in this segment the fight between Amir Khan and Algieri. We just want to see what everyone thinks. We're going to tell you what we feel about the fight. We're going to tell you what happened on the fight, if it did good, if it did bad. We just want to let you guys know that what's going to be in the works, and is that something that the kind of fights we want to watch. Steven, tell me about this fight that happened this weekend. Of course, people were all over the internet talking about, it's going to be a boring fight, it's going to be this fight, it's going to be a good fight. Some people were looking for it. Some are saying Amir Khan is the next big thing. Even though he has some losses. Start it off. Tell us a little bit about this fight, and let's talk about what good this fight did for each fighter.
Well, I don't know, Aurelio. In my opinion, Amir Khan continues, to pressure. I guess he thinks he's pressuring Floyd Mayweather, that he's the best person out there for Floyd to, have this last fight, or I don't know, 2 fights that Floyd's going to have, whatever. I know he only has one contracted with Showtime.
That's right.
So I think Amir Khan's trying to convince Floyd that he's the best one. This fight on Saturday night, on Friday night, I don't think that he accomplished that at all. As far as I think most of us are concerned, when you watch the fight, you see that Chris Algieri just pressured him, and Chris Algieri is not a knockout guy. He's a guy that, he's very, I think the best thing you say about Chris Algieri is that he's in shape. I mean, he's in tremendous shape, okay? And he does have some skills. He was a former kickboxer, and he's got some skills. And as far as I was concerned, the fight myself, I thought it was rather boring. Amir Khan, he gave us all the indications that he was going to knock out Algieri just because Manny Pacquiao was able to knock him down 6 times. Amir Khan couldn't knock him down once. So as far as I'm concerned, he did nothing to help his own case for a fight against Floyd Mayweather. As far as Chris Algieri, being honest, Chris Algieri's white. He's good looking.
Marketable,
most definitely. And he didn't hurt himself at all Friday night. I mean, the guy came to fight. Like I said, he pressured, Amir Khan the whole time. I thought Amir Khan was, the better man in the ring. I won't question that. But Chris Algieri, like I said, he didn't hurt himself at all. So I'd expect him to be able to, to stay in the mix as far as I think he's concerned, is getting paid.
Yeah,
he's still a money guy. He didn't hurt himself at all. Amir Khan, I don't know, Lelo. Amir Khan, he's put himself in between the rock and the hard place, because there's so many people that he won't fight. Kell Brook, because he says he's disrespectful and all of this. He's limited himself to what he can do.
Well, you kind of limit yourself when you're chasing the big money.
True.
Okay? When you're chasing the big money, a mistake can cost you that big fight, and he still has hopes of landing that big mega fight with Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so he needs to be careful because he's not a killer.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm pretty much in agreement with you. I think that Algieri is Algieri, yes, and he is in shape. Mm-hmm. You have to be in shape when you have that style of fighting. When you're a mobile fighter, when you're moving, when you're sticking, you're doing a lot of, because you have to be in shape. You're not going to be able to fight 12 rounds fighting that style and not be in shape. Mm-hmm. So Algieri is always in shape, and he's the kind of fighter that would give anybody trouble. Mm-hmm. Okay, he'll give anybody trouble. So whether he upped his ante to get that big fight, I would agree with you. I'd say no. Mm-hmm. But he did prove that he can stay there and be a contender and get decent fights, the money fights. Okay, mm-hmm. I mean, something like Algieri may be an interest to someone like Juan Manuel Marquez, who Top Rank is still trying to give him another fight or two to before he's out and retired. Mm-hmm. So he's there for that type of fighter, and if you put him in there with anything less of a contender, mm-hmm. he's going to beat him.
I think so.
He's going to beat him, and this fight showed it, because he went into this fight and he gave Amir Khan absolutely zero respect.
None.
I mean, that overhand right was landing on Amir Khan, and he actually had Amir Khan backtracking more than once.
Oh, like I said, he pressured him the whole way.
It was so I think switching into Amir Khan and what he did, if this did it good for him, I'm not sure it did him real good as far as landing that mega fight, because simply he showed that being pressured by Algieri that he can't stay in there and weather the storm. He just can't. So he has to go back, and he has his flurries. But he doesn't. He wasn't strong enough and consistent enough to back Algieri back like Pacquiao did. He wasn't strong enough to be dominant in the fight. So when you look at who people want Floyd to fight next, I don't think his name's going to come up outside of the UK because, like you say, Floyd has one fight on its contracted fight. Other people were hoping he's going to fight a couple of more times to chase that record, undefeated record. But I'm not sure that's going to happen, and that's something that people can't bank on. But you can't bank on one last fight. So I mean, who's it going to be? I don't think he did anything strong enough or demanding enough to put himself in that position. Okay, so if you take the two, that's good. Now, if we switch over to the bad, it's pretty similar. He showed that he doesn't have the mental strength to go in there and take the chance and become a dominant fighter. He's going to fight to whatever the level of his opponent is, and you have to be dominant if you're going to be considered one of the pound for pound best in the league. And I don't think he did that. I mean,
I think there's no question that he didn't do that. Like we said, when you look at the options for Amir Khan, let's go back to him. He still, as far as I'm concerned, he still hasn't to prove that he can deal with Kell Brook. And Kell Brook, actually, not to move ahead, love, but just real quickly, Kell Brook just yesterday said, "I'm through chasing Khan." And he's looking at either Brandon Rios or Juan Manuel Marquez. Which I think either one of those two, I think Kell Brook handles them. Their style is perfect for him.
Yeah.
If I'm Juan Manuel Marquez, I don't know why I'm having trouble saying Juan Manuel, but if I'm him, if I'm his people in top rank, I stay away from Algieri. He's a problem for him, I believe, just because he's long. Yeah. He, like you said, he's definitely mobile. He's just going boxing.
Well, I think
and I think Juan Manuel at this point, he's looking for somebody that's going to fight. Juan Manuel and Brandon Rios might be a better option, but I don't think either side really wants to do that right now.
I think Algieri beats Juan Manuel Marquez. Yes. I just do. I at
agree.
This point in Juan's in his 40s. Yes. I mean, let's face it. Algieri beats him. Algieri's in shape enough to take him into the deep rounds, deep waters, and just come out of that with the decision. So that's a good thing that Algieri's management should start pursuing because Bob Arum wants Manuel to have a couple of more fights before he retires completely. I mean, he still wants to milk that piggy bank. So that might be one that would be, and I think it'd be a good fight.
It would be interesting. Like I said, but I think if I'm Juan Marquez, I say, nah, I don't want that fight. I really don't. I mean, he looks at him because Juan Manuel's along the same lines of Provodnikov.
Here's the
Why
thing.
would you go down that road?
Here's the thing. Juan's going to say, no, I don't want that fight. But he's going to say, yeah, I do want the Amir Khan fight. But Amir Khan's going to say, nah, I don't want that fight. Because that may ruin. So what do you do? I mean, obviously, you just kind of do it. But anyhow, we're down to a minute before this segment ends. Give us some final thoughts.
I think that Amir Khan, like I said, if he really wants to show us what he can do, quit running your mouth and fight Kell Brook. Okay, if you're not going to fight Kell Brook, then go ahead and take all the other guys that are supposed to be in the mix and do whatever. How long you think that's going to last? But I can guarantee you this: if Amir Khan, stays away from Kell Brook, these other guys are going to stay away from Amir Khan. So he's really in between a rock and a hard place. Okay. Chris Algieri, like I said, he did himself real good in this last fight. Although he's still in the mix to make money. He's entertaining. Like I said, he's marketable.
Yeah, I agree. Here's my final thoughts is I agree with you on Algieri. I think Algieri is going to be there for any kind of contender status, and it's going to take a good fighter to get past him. As far as Amir Khan, I think Amir Khan, if he wants this fight with Mayweather, it's going to take a lot of work, and he's going to have to convince all the networks, all the my final thoughts, all the networks, everyone else, that there's a lot of money that will come in to see this fight from the UK, and that hopefully he should hope that may convince the people in the United States to make that fight.
I agree.
Okay. We'll be right back with the next segment.